Howdy, partner. It's me, Al Lowe, designer of Freddy Pharkas, Frontier Pharmacist, and all those Leisure Suit Larry games. Here to thank you for purchasing this... What? Demo? Free demo? Oh, okay. Here to thank you for playing this free demo. I think Freddy Pharkas is my funniest game ever, and I'll bet you'll agree once you hear the great posse of Hollywood talent I rustled up for this CD. While this demo contains just a small taste of the real game, at least you'll get to meet Freddy and some of his pals. I'm sure you'll recognize the characters because I stole them straight out of my favorite Hollywood westerns, along with every cliche I could remember. But trust me, every one of them is changed somehow by my twisted sense of humor. I've even included a little puzzle for you. Things have been getting kind of busy down at the old pharmacy lately, so you need to hire yourself a loyal Indian sidekick. Now get on, mosey on around town, and click every cursor on everything you see, and I'll be back again as soon as you hire yourself an employee.
Freddy Pharkas? You was asking about Freddy Pharkas? The man what saved Coarsegold, only nobody knowed it was him? Why, just hop up here on old Whitland Willie's lap, and I'll tell you all about it. Ow, consarn it, a bit more to the right. That's got it. Sit right there. Oh, no, thank you. Now, if I remembers this right, it's been quite a few years. My brain's getting a mite rusty. Oh, that's right. It all started when Freddy went to open up the pharmacy one day, way back in the spring of 1888, as I recall.
Taking a serious look at yourself, you decide you like what you see. Mom's Cafe must have good food. It's where all the stagecoaches stop.
Mom's Cafe is open, but only to paying customers, not to you demo-only types. And too bad, too, because this is just about the time when Penelope Prim, the Newtown schoolmarm and your current heartthrob, is usually found inside Mom's, sitting there with her back all straight, sipping tea and just looking pretty.
Finally, you get your $4.87. Smithy's pharmacy tab is paid in full at last.
About? Yeah, this game is about $40, so why don't you go buy yourself a copy?
You yank the knob a few times, but nothing happens. Then you try to open the door to the closed hotel. No luck there either. You address...
You've made yourself perfectly clear. Get it?
You're losing it, Freddy. Peering between every crack in the hotel's board sidewalk makes you bored yourself. You are surprised to see Billy, the town handyman, boarding up the Dirty Sheet Hotel. Billy, the town handyman and jack of all trades, is boarding up yet another Coarsegold business, the Dirty Sheet Hotel, the finest hostelry in all of eastern Madera County. Okay, so maybe it was only the best after that other hotel was shut down, but in its day, the Dirty Sheet was really something.
Say, Billy, when did the old Dirty Sheet fold?
Oh, good morning, Mr. Pharkas. Why, just yesterday. It was a surprise to me, too. Nobody told me nothing about it until they gave me these boards.
I'd like to shake your hand, Billy. You're doing a fine job.
He looks at you a little funny.
Hey, boy, don't you be touching me. We's a pretty macho bunch in this town. If you don't know that by now, you better learn pretty quick. Leastways, not with the shutters open.
Sheriff,
Barkbird? What do you want?
why'd you close down the Dirty Sheet Hotel?
What's it to you?
Well, I'm a little worried about the tourist trade and...
It's not your place to worry about the tourist trade, boy. You leave that to me. Now, as for the hotel, if it's any of your business, it was attracting the wrong sort of business. Transients, hobos, people of low moral fiber. Can't be having none of that going on in Coarsegold, can we?
But at the rate these places are closing down, in a matter of days there won't be any town left.
Listen to me, boy. That ain't none of my never mind. I'm just looking to make this place as safe as can be. So if I gotta close down a place or two, well, y'all will just have to live with that.
You've always assumed the Golden Balls Saloon must once have been a pawn shop. This is the world-famous Golden Balls stage. Most days you can find major vaudeville acts here bringing their own unique brands of music, comedy, dance, and magic to the deserving folks of Coarsegold. Some of the more popular acts include The Amazing Baloney, Bruce the Singing Sachet and Cowboy, Mimi, Dottie, and Franny the Singing Siamese Triplets with a little back trouble, and Young Dogies in Love. It appears to be a tiny picture of some field mice playing poker. A beautiful mural from the starving artists of Oxnard. They used to hold sales a couple of times a year over in the lobby of the Dirty Sheet Hotel. Sam Andreas owns and runs the Golden Balls Saloon. He's smart, savvy, and generous to a fault. Sam Andreas, it's one of Sam's rickety old tables. Looks like somebody scratched, and badly too. This roulette table is for casino night. This dice game is known as Chuck-a-Luck. Since you're living in Coarsegold, you've apparently chucked your luck already. This is the Wheel of Fortune table. Guess the right number and Sam will tell you your fortune. It's the Wheel of Fortune, used mostly on the Golden Balls Wednesday casino night. But don't come in on Tuesday, that's kink night. They strap Whitling Willie to the Wheel of Fortune and, oh, never mind, you don't want to know. This honky-tonk piano is 82.5 keys of pure musical entertainment. It's Neville Shute, the piano player. He's doing the best he can. It's a likeness of Chastity, one of the girls over at Madame Oberry's. She's so lifelike you feel as if you could just reach out and touch her. And you'd save $2 that way, too. This looks suspiciously like a door.
Play it, Neville.
Neville, in order not to lose track of the piece he's playing, says nothing. However, he raises his eyebrows as if to say, "Certainly, sir, I'll be happy to play whatever selection you'd care to hear. And what's more, I'll make this old piano sound like a whole orchestra."
Well, if it ain't Sam Andreas, the bartender's bartender.
If it's not, I'm having a severe identity crisis.
How the heck are you?
Tolerably well. Yourself?
Can't complain. Pharmacy business seems to be pretty good lately.
Well, the pharmacy business has always been a little too interesting for me to hear about, so, don't be a stranger.
Even though you're one of his more refined customers, if you try taking one of those bottles, you'll be doing shots of hot lead the hard way. directly through the abdomen.
Hey, buddy boy, this isn't that kind of a bar.
That just doesn't work like that.
Score!
Hey, Sam, give me a case of the beer you just got in from St. Louis.
One case of lowbrow for the pharmacist, coming right up.
Sam hands you a case of lowbrow, the beer that gave St. Louis blues.
Now, you know that this beer doesn't come corked, right? They're using some newfangled pinched metal tops.
No problem, Sam. I'll take care of it.
All right, fine. That'll be $4.87.
Here you go.
Nice bankroll. Come back anytime.
This is your case of lowbrow, the beer that gave St. Louis blues. All 24 bottles are tightly stoppered with them newfangled metal bottle caps. Sorry, Mr. Anheuser only recently developed the bottle cap. Mr. Bush hasn't begun to think about the twist yet. You rub the bottle cap across your lips, just enough to make sure that everybody knows what a macho stud pharmacist you are. Three mean-looking hombres sit up close to the stage. Upon closer examination, you see that they're drinking wine spritzers. Maybe they're not so mean after all. Three mean-looking You don't want to touch these hombres. They don't look like they're into close physical contact.
Welcome to Coarsegold, strangers. I haven't seen you around these parts before. You new in town?
You hear the unmistakable sound of grinding and cracking teeth. You hear the splitting, tearing sound of six severely chapped lips curling up in ugly sneers. You hear the pop of knuckles as three trigger fingers flex in readiness. You decide your friendly, offhand comments have been misinterpreted.
If only you had the real game, you'd find out what amazing things lie behind Sam Andreas's back door.
This is another of the saloon's rugged, rough-hewn tables. It's reserved for down-on-their-luck losers, imbeciles, sad sacks, hopeless cases, and deadbeats. That is to say, general admission. Why, it's old Doc Dizzy Gillespie. He's been drinking again. Must be office hours.
Don't you touch me, Freddy Pharkas. I'm sterile, and I don't need your help.
Okay, Doc, just take it easy.
And Happy New Year to you, George Bailey. In jail.
Oh, no.
Doc, hey, Doc!
Huh? What's that?
Are you drunk again?
Me? Drunk? Never. I'm as sober as the day I was plowed off my ass. I mean, the day I was born.
What do you...
No, no, no. Tuesday is your turn in the barrel. It's the Honorable Sheriff Checkham P. shift. Rain barrels are such an important aspect of life in an arid, drought-scourged landscape like this. Water running off the building's roofs is channeled through gutters and downspouts into storage. Oh, wait a minute. This is just no whiskey barrel. Forget it. The remains of the Sugar Pine and Coarsegold's engineer's shack lie rotting on the south side of Main Street. It's the old abandoned assay office, once owned by a subsidiary of the old abandoned mine company. Before the mine shut down, this is where you got your nuggets appraised. Now you have to go to Madam's for that. Shrubs and weeds grow amongst the wreck of the old train depot. Shrubs and... It's a sea shanty. See? Shanty. This is the corner of Main and Education Street. The assay office and the schoolhouse are on the west and east sides of the street respectively. Clutter prevents your passage to the south. It's a ladder propped up against the slide so the kids can play. The ladder, held in place by a couple of old loose screws, easily comes away from the slide. You somehow cram it into your pocket along with the rest of the junk you're carrying. Way to go, Freddy. Wrecked the little kids' playground equipment. If only they knew how good and true your heart is.
Score!
Penelope Prim, the Newtown schoolmarm and your current heartthrob, is usually here at the schoolhouse grading papers. But being as this is the demo, she's gone home now.
You've teetered enough. It's a long plank firmly attached to some sort of axle, allowing one side to pivot upwards while the other side descends. When the kids play on it, one of them teeters at the top and the other totters at the bottom. Say, you've got an idea for what you could call this thing.
A kiddie polt.
This is the old red schoolhouse. That's just another bit of authentic Western scenery.
You know, if you were playing the real game instead of this cheap demo, you'd be able to walk over there. And oh, what wonders you could find. Why, over there you might just find Sheriff Chicken Shift, or maybe Madame Overy's old ore house, or maybe even Coarsegold's famous flatulent horses. But for right now, you're just gonna have to wonder what hilarious stuff lies just beyond your reach.
This wagon has been lying here in this sad state of disrepair ever since Mr. Leach, the carriage maker, headed back east to Detroit. Here stands the only bank in town, the First Bank of Bob. The founder must have had a hard time coming up with an original name for his establishment.
What? You think you can just walk right into the bank anytime you want to? Ha! This is a free demo you're playing, remember? But if you were playing the real Freddy Pharkas, Frontier Pharmacist, why, you'd be inside there laughing by now.
Never approach a horse from the rear, for several reasons, at least one of which is utterly disgusting. Under the village chestnut tree, the spreading smithy stands. Oh, wait, that's not how it goes. Apparently, most of the lower half of the horse is in a chop shop somewhere in Los Angeles by now. If this old worn-out saddle could only talk, he'd probably complain about the prevalence of beans in the standard cowhand diet. For one brief, shining moment, there truly was a place called Cattle Lot. Matt Shaker is shaking his doormat out the window again. It's best not to walk underneath. You can't think of anything.
damnit, Pharkas. Real men just don't go around touching other real men, especially when they're as homophobic as we is.
You know, Smithy, I've been wondering about that horse of yours. What happened?
Consarn neighborhood kids, you just can't leave anything outside at night anymore without 'em stripping it right down to the axles.
How's business, Smithy?
Flatter than cow plop, Pharkas. And you?
Actually, I'm doing okay. Not great, but I'm making it, in spite of this mild economic downturn we've been experiencing.
If I could find me a buyer, I'd unload this dump in a second.
Smithy is proud to have the biggest forge in the Sierra. It's the old bridge. The only thing that keeps this bridge out of the river's mouth is polygrip. You wonder why the waters of Blackwater Creek are so black and gooey and disgusting. This is one of Reverend Cy Hallelujah's horses, or so you've heard. The Robertson Cliffs overlook the thick, beautiful, shimmering waters of Blackwater Creek. The old bridge still offers shaky access to the desert to the west. The local insect population has been thriving, what with all the dry weather Coarsegold's been having lately. This is one of the smaller anthills around the town. Prickly pear cactus is one of your favorite examples of the species. Some splendid saguaro cacti dot the countryside. You really have no desire to touch that anthill, nor do you wish to further your entomologic collection at this time.
May I help you down?
While I appreciate your offer of help, I must remain here. I simply cannot harm an ant, and I can presently ascertain no effective means of dismounting this anthill without hurting another living creature.
Hello, stranger. I haven't seen you around these parts before. I know it's none of my business, but why are you sitting on top of an active anthill in the heat of this semi-desert sun?
Oh, my formal fellow, I am but a weary traveler from a land far, far away, journeying here peacefully merely to experience the curative powers of your local mineral waters. The other members of my stagecoach party, claiming a frustration with my excessive verbosity and sesquipedalian inclinations, forcefully placed me in my current sitting position on this lovely feature of your landscape, knowing full well that because of religious reasons I would be unable to climb down by myself.
How cruel those Yosemite-bound tourists are. My name is Freddy Pharkas. I own the local pharmacy here in Coarsegold.
How do you do, Mr. Pharkas? My name is Srini Lalkaka Bagnish. Pardon me if I don't get up.
I've been considering taking on a loyal Indian sidekick. I'm seeking a new assistant down at the pharmacy. Would you be considering a relocation to this area? You know, Coarsegold offers extremely reasonable housing costs and an abundance of sunny weather, and is close to schools and churches.
Well, no, not really. But yes, perhaps I would be willing, but as you can readily see, I'm quite busy at this current moment.
Have you considered climbing down and walking away?
I cannot possibly do that. Life is sacred. If I were to move, I should indubitably injure some of these small six-legged life forms. I'm sure someone will come along soon to the aid of me.
I'll see what I can do, Srini.
Look out, Freddy. Injuns! No, wait. This one's an Indian. A real Indian. From India. He sits atop an anthill surrounded by swarms of ants looking trapped. If feel sorry for him. If there were only some way you could help him. What sort of cad would steal a ladder from the school playground? Oh, you would. You make sure the ladder's rungs are nice and tight. A feeling not wholly unfamiliar to Doc Gillespie.
The ladder might assist my situation. However, I am not in positioning to maneuver it thusly to facilitate escapage.
I've got it, Srini. I know how I can help you. Here you go, partner. Hook your way across this.
Oh, my balance sense is stretching now.
You made it!
Oh, thank you, Mr. P. You saved me.
Please don't call me that.
Thank you again, Mr. F. I am so much grateful.
Oh? Grateful enough to accept the assistant's position I mentioned earlier? I could really use some help around the shop.
I would be honored. Where do I begin?
Hey, you did it. Congratulations, cowpoke. Man, I thought you were never going to find that ladder. Well, by now, I hope you agree with me. Freddy Pharkas is one mighty funny game. So what are you waiting for? Hit the trail. Gallop on down to your local software store and lasso yourself a copy of the real Freddy Pharkas Frontier Pharmacist. Available right now on CD-ROM, so you can laugh at the other 98% of the game. And remember, if you tell the clerk at the software store that Al Lowe sent you, he'll look at you real funny. Howdy, partner. It's me,